All right, so typically I would come out here and I would just go off the top of my head, and say things that are nice for the person coming on stage, but this man has a long resume, okay? So I'm here to introduce South by Southwest Hall of Fame, all right? The GOATs, okay, all right? We're talking about trendsetters whose career accomplishments have paved the way for new media industry. These honorees have inspired the South by Southwest community with their creativity, their innovation, and their extensive body of work. For 2023, the South by Southwest Hall of Fame inductee is a true legend, Dan Rather. Now, I see a lot of young people in the building, so I'm gonna remind you who Dan Rather is, all right? Dan Rather is one of the most famous world-known journalists. He has covered almost every important Dateline event for the past 70 years. I am probably gonna linger around a little longer just to be near him, okay? He is a member of the Television Hall of Fame. He has won some of the biggest awards in electronic journalists, and numerous times he has been on this stage with South by Southwest. He has interviewed every single president since Eisenhower. Yeah, clap for that. Yes, no, that's wow indeed. South by Southwest has been fortunate enough to host the many talents of Dan Rather over the number of these past 15 years. Jesus, I'm getting nervous now because it's almost time. He has served as a keynote speaker at South by Southwest Interactive in 2008. He has moderated a session that focused on trust in the U.S. government in 2018, and he even interviewed Parkland shooting survivor David Hogg in 2019. Clap, come on guys, this is good work. Just last week, he participated in another session at South by Southwest EDU, where he focused on the Rather Prize, which annually donates $10,000 to a person with the best education-related idea in the Texas education system. So guys, we should just stand right now. Stand right now. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Stand, stand, stand. For the one and only Texas legend, Dan Rather.
These are about four of the calmest people in a flood I've ever seen.
This is CBS News in Albany, Georgia.
On the beach near Tom Key.
Good evening from Times Square in New York.
450 miles north of the Arctic Circle.
From Old Havana.
From the White House.
From Dharamsala, India.
Governor Wallace is now walking away from the door, apparently capitulating now in this building, perhaps out of one of those open windows, is where the assassin of President Kennedy is believed to have fired.
Could you tell us what's happening here? Fill us in on what the situation is.
We're inside the main pagoda now. Have just arrived here, and a tank has just poked its head right around the corner.
How can so many die in a war that's supposed to be so small?
This is a report about a rare opportunity to observe firsthand the leadership and the people, the problems and the progress of this communist island nation.
How high up in the White House does it go? Are you running for something?
No, sir, Mr. President, are you? These Afghan clothes I'm wearing were part of an operation to sneak me and a CBS News film crew into Afghanistan.
More than 1 million students crowded in here today.
What brave people these were. Commander Francis Scobie, Michael J. Smith.
To grasp the enormity of it is almost too much for the heart to bear. What we had hoped and prayed would not happen, could not happen, has happened.
A world where seemingly ordinary men perform extraordinary deeds.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Mr. President, Dan Rather with CBS News.
Dan Rather for CBS Reports.
Dan Rather, CBS News.
This is Dan Rather, CBS News in Baghdad, where the temperature is above 100 degrees and a hot wind blows.
Until tomorrow, Dan Rather, CBS News.
For the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather reporting. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, please. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for that introduction. Thank you for your warm welcome here, and thank you for this honor. This Hall of Fame award means so much to me. It's true that I have some awards for my professional work, but this means more to me in some important ways. Now, you might say, well, how can that be? Well, I can answer in very few words. One word is Austin, and the other is what South by Southwest has become. Early on, way back, way back, when I was a child, my parents would drive us from our little house in a bad neighborhood in Houston over here to Austin. And as we came up over that hill and see the sparkling lights of Austin, it was a beacon of creativity, of knowledge, and of infinite possibilities. Not every city has that vibe. Some have just the opposite. Yeah, I know there are people, probably some in this audience, who say, but Austin has changed a lot since then. Hell, has changed so much even since 2015, remember, because when I first came here, it was either the late 1930s or late 1940s. But Austin has not changed in the most important ways. Austin is my home now after 40 years living in New York City. It has been my daughter's home since 1993. One of my grandsons was raised here, and the other one wishes he had been raised here. One of my favorite South by memories is the time that you had me do a photo shoot to promote South by Southwest. The photo shoot was be in, not at, but in Barton Springs with my grandson Andy. It was a beautiful, hot day, and the water was freezing and fresh. That feeling of being free, of being home, of being close to nature, of being part of South by Southwest, that is what I think of as I accept this award. One of my other favorite moments was when Johnny Cash gave his keynote in 1994. I wish the man in black was here with us now. Nick Barbaro and Lewis Black and others who were around at the very beginning were stone-cold geniuses to invent South by. And many others, including Hugh Forrest, have kept it and grown it and make it bigger every year. From Slacker to Elon Musk, from the Flaming Lips to Facebook, from Lady Gaga to Obama, from Richard Rodriguez to the Chainsmokers, South by has made of itself the go-to conference for startups and superstars alike, showing off the best of the best and always giving a glimpse of a hopeful future. So I stand humbled here tonight to accept this award. I think you'll agree that humility is not a word generally associated with present or past television anchor people. But I can assure you that I'm humbled by this because I've been at South by almost since it was born in 1987. And I'm still, to this moment, stunned by the amount of creativity, the innovation of South by, the sparkle of South by Southwest. Because you all, you who dream and create, explore, connect, and again, dream, are needed more now than ever before, and I hope you know this. If my life in news stands for something, and there are plenty of people who would argue it stands for nothing, but if it stands for something, I hope it stands for a version of what I call the North Star, the Polar Star, the navigational star, and also to pursue your dream. Not that all of your dreams are ever going to come true, but the constant striving for the ultimate of your dreams. I hope it also stands for saying, don't let the powerful get you down. I hope it stands for never, ever giving up your dream. Folks, I'm 91 years old, and I'm still, thank you. Thank you. And it is true, and I'm very much aware, that in many important ways I have been where I am going, but I am still chasing my dream, still living it every day, despite all of those who said I couldn't do it or tried to shut me down. And if I can do it, you can do it. So I urge you to keep dreaming, keep exploring, keep connecting, keep dreaming on. You're dreaming and staying true to yourself, staying true to your own North Star. I hope you'll stay true and stay steady, as my father used to say to me. But, and I'm near the end now, but this is fairly important, but to stay steady, to keep pursuing your dreams, to keep after that North Star, that polar star, does take courage. Some of you may be old enough to remember that I wanted to sign off as a television anchor man each night by saying courage. But those in charge at CBS at the time didn't understand that. But I'll bet you do. So, courage tonight to all of you creative dreamers, and at the same time and in the same breath, courage to soldiers in the fields of Ukraine, and courage to our courage to our first responders and healthcare people, courage to our teachers and blue-collar workers trying to make it with this inflation, courage to our immigrants, courage to our kids, and courage to our country and all decent people in all parts of the world who stand up for what is right in the face of authoritarianism and other threats. South by, you keep on being that beacon here in Austin for the whole world to see, and keep on representing all of those infinite possibilities. Godspeed. Good night. Thank you again.